Hello, this is Daniel O'Connor, real estate and estate planning attorney in Vidalia, Georgia, with the Brighton O'Connor Law Firm. I want to share with you today 8 ways you as a home purchaser can help make closing go smoothly. This video is assuming that you've already gotten your loan, or if it's a cash purchase, you're already under contract, and now you're just waiting on the lender and the closing attorney and the seller to just do everything they're supposed to do to help you get closed. But there are a few things you can do to help. First, once you have engaged us to be your closing attorney, or if you're somewhere else and you've engaged someone else, communicate any questions or concerns with your closing attorney early and often. Raising concerns or questions at the last minute or the week before closing may raise an issue that the closing attorney's office didn't anticipate and cause a delay, which can frustrate everyone, including yourself. So if you have concerns or questions, raise those at the front end, and that will help get things off to a good start and give everyone an opportunity to address anything that may take some time. Number 2, if you have a realtor, communicate with your realtor even after. The realtor's job doesn't stop when they've got you under contract. I think that's a common misconception, but a realtor can be a great advocate for you. They typically have a lot of experience with the closing process, and they can help you spot issues and be your advocate. You're welcome to communicate with the closing attorney's office directly, but some people prefer to go through their realtor, and that's fine. But please stay in communication with them even after you're under contract. If you're using a lender, if it's a broker or if you're dealing with a loan officer directly, stay in communication with them. Communication is a common theme in this. We can all be guilty of failing to communicate, but that's what we try to avoid. It's a goal of our firm to communicate. And with your lender, that's no exception. You want to be in communication with them. When they say they need something, I know sometimes it's a pain, but try to respond as quickly as you can and gather the information. Trying to scramble at the last minute is another recipe for delaying your closing. Communicate with your lending representatives is a kind of a similar issue. That may be a mortgage broker, or a lot of people, the person who helps originate your loan isn't always the same person that's handling the underwriting or the details of whether your loan is finally approved to close. Just because you have loan approval doesn't mean that you've reached approval to close. So if anyone who's involved on the lender side, communicate with them. Always make sure the ball's not in your court. I know that's our goal in our firm, is to get the ball into someone else's court. And I think as a purchaser, that should be your goal as well, to make sure nobody's waiting on you. 5 is a big one. As the closing attorney, we handle all the funds go through us. They go into our trust account, and then we disperse those after all the conditions of closing are met. We disperse the funds to the seller, whatever fees are due to third parties, the real estate commissions, paying off any liens to the seller. But we cannot close unless we actually have good money cleared in our trust account. That requires the buyer often to get us the money in a special way. Typically, if the funds required to close are more than $5,000, that's going to have to be in the form of a wire, which may require a trip to the bank. Some lenders, you can do it in some kind of remote way, but in any case, it's going to require some planning. We provide specific wire instructions to you. Sometimes the lender and our firm are not able to confirm the final number until a day or two before closing. We wish we could always provide it to you sooner, but it just doesn't work out that way sometimes. So go ahead and find out what it's going to take to wire us the funds, or if it's less than $5,000, you can bring a certified check. And that way you'll be prepared as soon as you have that number. And be sure you've got an account that you can wire out of, and that there's not going to be any holdup there. If the funds aren't delivered to our office in a form where they're actually available for us to disperse, we will not be able to close your loan or your purchase. And that can really frustrate a seller. So, and a few of the other interested parties. So help us out. We don't want anybody mad at us, and do what you can to deliver the funds in what we call good funds, which is typically in the form of a wire. 6, be flexible. Everybody benefits from being flexible. Our goal is to make closing as smooth as possible. It's one of the more fun things I do is seeing a happy home buyer. And if when things go smoothly, it's a lot of fun. And sometimes, however, there are a lot of moving parts, and a lot of it's behind the scenes. There's a lot of numbers moving, a lot of interested parties. The lender has their requirements. There are title issues that we're dealing with. We try to do as much of that without you having to worry about it. But sometimes those can cause issues that may have to cause the closing to be moved a little bit. Our goal is to have it pinned down on a certain date and time and everything just go perfectly. But sometimes, despite our best efforts and the best efforts of your lender and your realtors, there may be some close calls. And when everybody's flexible, that includes the buyer and the seller and the lender and us, that makes everybody happier, and that's our goal. Finally, I'm sorry, one more before the finally. Check your ID. Make sure it's not expired. This seems like a little thing, but we are not allowed to notarize your documents if your ID is expired. I know that's a funny rule, but that's the rule. So we may ask you to send us a copy of your ID to confirm it's unexpired. If you show with an expired ID, there may be bad news, and you may have to go down to the Department of Driver Services to get a new ID before we can close. So I hope this helps you remember to do that, and it's something you would have had to do anyway. It may save you from a citation. Finally, be excited. Closings can be really fun. It's one of the reasons I do it is we consider it real estate happy law, or at least we like it to be happy law. Sometimes it's a stressful process, but at the end of the day, you're buying your home. It's a special place for you, maybe for some family members, and we want everybody to, own their home safely, to transfer their funds without being defrauded, to get good title to their home that they actually own, to get a good mortgage. These are all things that we want for our clients, and we'd like to have a lifetime relationship with you, of working with you. And so I hope you're excited about it. We're always excited to get home purchasers in their homes. And if you need anything, please feel free to communicate with us. Here's our website. We have a number of articles and some other videos that you may want to look at. You can call or text us at our number and sign up for our newsletter. Until next time, this is Daniel O'Connor, and I hope we'll be closing with you soon.